was, I'll tell you a little bit about sketch corresponding. First of all, there were a total of 36 workshops per day, and they had workshops for 3 days in a row. Between the three of us, we were to cover all 36 workshops. So you can imagine we got the whole list out, and we tried to figure out, okay, who's going to cover the north side of town, who's going to cover the west side of town, and who's covering the south side of town. And we kind of divvied up the workshops that way. If you're doing the math, you have 36 workshops. You have 18 in the morning and 18 at night, which is incredibly taxing. But I think that made about nine each or something like that. Now, of course, my lack of math skills are coming right through, but there was a whole lot of them. I remember I could only spend about a half hour for each workshop. In fact, so much so I showed people, I said, if you ever want to be a sketch correspondent, which I highly recommend, is an awesome way to be a part of a symposium without having to sign up for workshops. You don't have to pay anything other than your cost to get to the country where the symposium is being held, but you can certainly get in a lot of workshops with some very famous urban sketchers. So this is my graphic recording of the things that you need to know if you're going to be a sketch correspondent. And one of the things, because of the distance that I had to travel, I adopted this little scooter here. Now, with today's electric scooters, I probably would have opted for that instead, but this was all I had back in 2017, and it got me around a lot quicker than walking fast or running, So this was basically my get-up while I was sketching the symposium. It was a treasured moment where I got to meet the man himself, the legend, Gabby, and he was giving a presentation to the audience before the symposium kicked off, and of course I was capturing that through sketches. Wonderful man. I really enjoyed how quiet and soft-spoken he was, and he was a lot of fun to be around. And then, of course, Liz and I, after we were done at WGN, we got to pose outside of Bozo, but we also got to meet one of the artists who worked at the TV station, Nishanta Fletcher. She heard that we were there, and she's like, "Oh, I heard you guys were here." So she hustled downstairs in order to meet with us, and then we all posed together. She does a lot of graphics and illustrations to help with the different news programs. All right, so there's that group again, and here we are just kind of chatting it up after the morning show. I was wonderfully energized after coming out of this TV studio. I had never been in a TV studio before, but it was certainly a lot of fun. And surprisingly, Liz Steele, as an architect, she says to me, "I designed a lot of these TV studios, but I've never actually been in one."